Welcome back to Burn Peak. Last week we built this gnarly, steep teeter-totter. The reaction from you guys was kind of mixed. Some people said that's really cool, and other people said that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Now you can't train down the trail with other people and it interrupts your flow. And you're right, at some point we're gonna have to build some kind of bypass, and that's gonna be another fun project. Now, other people really loved the teeter-totter and actually made an interesting observation. Looks like a pecker jump, looks like a just cannon. You can just shoot off of it. I'm very interested in exploring that possibility. And so that's what we're gonna do this week. So before we get started, I have to make some revisions to the teeter-totter. When this thing slams down with all the force of a bicycle, the posts tend to pop out of the ground a little bit, and it doesn't seem to affect the way the teeter-totter works, but over time they're gonna loosen up. So we're gonna dig down, I'm gonna put some bracing in there, we're gonna put it back together, and then once the teeter-totter is dialed, we're gonna start figuring out how we can turn this into a cannon. A few commenters noticed that the posts were moving and suggested I Google fence post dead man. It looked like exactly what we needed. So we're lagging scrap wood perpendicular to the posts, and even running a few pieces across. Once we bury all this and pack it down, the very dirt the teeter is sitting on will keep the post from pulling up out of the ground. If we're gonna hit this teeter hard enough to launch from it, I wanna make extra sure it stays put. These are not pulling out of the ground anymore though. You can even really beat on it, just wobble. So when the teeter comes down to about here, I want it to sit down on top of a deck. Or you can just launch off the teeter, clear the deck, and use it as a step down. No?
How are you gonna get momentum to do the jump?
I guess once you built it, it might be chill, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's gonna be super chill.
Yeah, I wanna see you cannon off this thing.
Kevin was super bummed out about my teeter cannon idea, and I guess I can't really blame him. There's no guarantee that this is even gonna work, and if it does, it's gonna be a test of heart. But that's kind of what Burn Peak is about. I can go ride nice smooth jump lines anytime I want. So the stuff I build here is experimental. It's meant to challenge people. And because it'll move when you're launching off of it, even the most seasoned rider is gonna have to learn something in order to ride it. That gets me excited. I'm trying to get these posts centered with the teeter so that we can build our structure in the right spot. This part is crucial since we won't have much wiggle room to adjust it later. And it doesn't help that I'm just making educated guesses about how a teeter cannon might behave. Once the posts are lined up, I can start framing out what will be the deck and landing of the teeter cannon. Oscar, I can't run this saw with you here. Here. You see the glove? Hey, up, up! Give me the glove. Okay, run off with it. I will just double check this. Okay, so I'm gonna cut out this pattern here. That's gonna allow it to sit down on the support that we put across here, and it's gonna allow one plank to go here as a transition. So I'm gonna make 3 pieces exactly like this so we can use it to frame out our landing. So we're gonna lag this support in, and then these guys, they're gonna sit on top just like that. Kevin taught me with a rogue hoe, instead of digging in and pulling it all back, you should skim the top and just take away layer by layer, and it goes a lot easier and a lot faster. I can bench this out in just a few minutes using that technique. With the deck and landing framed out, we're way past the point of adjusting anything, so this had better work. but there are still plenty of things we can mess up. I'm piling the stone and dirt at the bottom of the landing, so the wood makes a nice transition to the trail. Then we'll lay planks on the top of the deck. So now that the deck is planked, I have to make it so that this meets up a little nicer. Right now, there's like a little drop down. I have to notch out this area right here. That way, it'll be a little bit of a smoother transition. All right. Now it's sitting flat. You could ride off this teeter totter, bump down onto here, and just roll down the ramp. Or, so I've got this for when it comes time to send the cannon, but for now, we can just try out this normal one. I think it's gonna be super chill. So, gonna go get on the bike and see how it rolls. This is fun. I'm gonna go do it again. All right, I just experimented with getting my front wheel off and holding back, and it doesn't feel that sketchy. So last night, this morning, I was really nervous of having to hit this thing because, you know, it's like a week and a half ago I had the idea, and now I'm staring down the barrel of this thing and I'm like, what was I thinking? But having ridden it a couple of times, I'm not that afraid of it. I think I'm just gonna go up with a lot of speed, and when I get to the top, I'll figure it out. I think it's gonna be okay. I feel like I could get more speed down the rock garden on my full suspension, but on my hardtail, I think I'll feel more confident on the jump. Ooh, yee. I think I've got to go a little less hard and try and float over it, because I know I tail dove a little bit. That was scary. Because the teeter goes down, has a tendency to pitch you backwards. And so when you're going off of it, you got to compensate. That felt a little better. I'm not afraid of it anymore. I'm gonna go session it and try and perfect it. So that's the teeter cannon. The first thing I thought when I built this thing is, man, wouldn't it be fun if it went off, and a whole bunch of you did too. So I'm glad we could build it, and I'm glad it actually works. It doesn't feel nearly as sketchy as it probably actually is. Sketchiest part is getting speed for it, and I probably want to do some work to that run up before I invite any of my friends to try it. But in any case, I hope this video entertained you. I hope it gave you a little 10-minute escape from this crazy world. Thanks for riding with me today. I'll see you next time.